Hi guys, welcome to another awesome episode of the Jen and Jacob podcast. Today's episode is spice, and I hope you guys stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. You definitely want to have your tea with you for this one. Today's episode is part 2 of 10 unfiltered questions from women all over the world. Ladies, today's episode is juicy. I'm answering the realest, rawest, and the funniest questions from women all over the world. We're talking love, friendship, culture, money, and even if I woke up as a man for 24 hours. And so much more. So you definitely want to buckle up because there is nothing I'm holding back on this episode. Since we treated question 1 to 5 on the last episode, this week I am going to be taking questions 6 to 10, and I am going to be answering all those outrageous questions that you guys are asking me. Oh my goodness. And one of the things that I enjoyed about getting these questions from women all over the world, including women in my community, is the fact that I never knew so many of you were listening to my podcast. To be very honest, it's quite heartwarming that so many of you are listening, and I am so grateful and I'm so thankful for all of you. So please, if you've never shared this podcast, I urge you today, share this podcast episode. Is worth sharing. And if you've not downloaded this podcast episode on any of your streaming platform, I urge you this week to try to download it. All right, let's get into it. So I'm going to be taking question number 6. So number 6 question is, what's the biggest cultural lie you were told as a woman that you had to unlearn? Okay, I feel like this one is a heavy trap because there are a lot of them. Where do I start from? Okay, let me start from this one. So growing up, everything I was hearing was, oh, you have to learn how to cook for your husband so your husband won't complain. Don't be too outspoken so you can find yourself a man. Everything basically was gearing us towards preparing for marriage for a man. But honestly, who was preparing men for us women? No, now, are we not human beings? Everything was just geared towards, preparing women for men and all those things. And honestly speaking, it took me years to unlearn all that and to also unlearn the fact that my worth was not tied to my marital status and that my life is valuable, whether I was married, whether I was single, or whether I was divorced, whether I was a single mother, whether I was a single parent. Either way, my life mattered. Even though for some reason society tries to make it seem like if you are not in a box, especially the good box, the box that they've created to put you in, if you're not in the married box, then your value is not as much. If you're in the baby mama box, oh my God, your value is, if you're single, your value is, if you're divorced, woe betide you if you're divorced, sis. So despite the fact that society tried to do all these things to women, I always applaud women who step out of that box. Women who try to be actual individuals, who try to, just be themselves and not what they are expected to be. And just go through life as life wants them to go through. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to take the 7th question. And before I go to the 7th questions, have you guys noticed that the further we go into this question, the more intense it's getting? Really? Did you guys try to set me up with these questions? All right, let's keep going. Like I said earlier, if you don't have your tea, you shit that one. All right, let's do number 7. Now, number 7 is, if you could change one thing about how women are raised worldwide, what would it be? Ooh. Okay, the first thing I'm going to change, if I could change one thing about how women are raised worldwide, is that I would make sure that women are raised to be self-sufficient first. I want women to be raised with a lot more thoughts on self-sufficiency. A woman that can survive alone can survive anything in this world. A woman that can handle herself, take care of herself, not be dependent on anybody to cater for her, it's a dynamite. That woman can stop world wars. That woman is going to be unstoppable. Before raising a girl to be a good wife or to be a good anything to anybody, I would personally want those girls to be raised to be financially stable and independent. I would want girls to be raised to have emotional intelligence. I would want girls to be raised to know that no is a complete sentence, sis. I would want girls to be raised to have the confidence to speak up and stand up for themselves in any place, anytime, and in any situation. Because the honest truth is that when a woman has her own money and a woman has her own mind, her life choices will always be stronger. That's just my personal belief. So this is how I would actually want women to be raised worldwide. And trust me, women are going to rule the world if women can be raised like this. Yes, I said it. Okay, so let's tackle number 8. Okay. What's one controversial money lesson that changed your life? Hey! Yeah, this one, I think this one might be an unpopular opinion because every 3 Eke market days on this online Instagram of Basanjo, I see a lot of people talking about this and setting so much unrealistic standards to this. So, let me tell you what I think. Let's get in. One money lesson that has changed my life is this quote. I can't remember when I created this quote, but I've been living by this quote for like over 10 years. You cannot save your way to wealth, my brothers and sisters. The earlier you know this, the earlier your life can change. You cannot save your way to wealth. Because growing up, honestly speaking, they told us, save, right? But nobody told us about earning. Nobody told us about earning power. Nobody told us about investing. Nobody told us about amplifying money. And because of the negative upbringing that I've had with money, I've had a lot of issues with money. And when I say a lot of issues with money, it's not about making the money. It's always about amplifying the money, increasing the money, right? I'm this kind of person that I like my money where I can see it, because as a Nigerian, if you've not had a money scamming scare, I don't think you're fully Nigerian. If your bank is not doing you dirty, one thing is doing you dirty, one other app is doing you dirty. So I like my money where I can see my money, right? And I would rather spend every single penny that I have than for next of kin to carry my money and go and do dorime inside Quilos in one night for something that I worked tirelessly all my life for. So I like to spend money. I like to buy things. I like to do good. If I want something, if I need something, I like to get it, because I believe that you only live as best of your life as you are currently living. Like, your best life is how you're living at the moment. Your best life is not in the future. Your best life is now. How are you living your best life? So I don't like to starve myself of things. Of course, I like to save. That one is, of course, a given. But my problem is, will I now take that money I'm saving and go and invest, let it multiply? No. Why? Because I'm scared of financial risk. So what it did to my uncle, I've seen what it did to my friends' fathers. Saving and then losing the saving. Investing, losing the investing. So I'm not eating my money, I'm saving my money. But honestly, this is something I'm unlearning in my 30s. Because nobody told us about earning power. Nobody taught us about investing and multiplying money, especially women. Nobody told us all this nonsense things. And here we are having money issues, right? So if you make 100,000 naira in a month, even if you save 50,000, that is 50% of the 100,000 that you're earning. You're still gonna have what? 50,000. And if you are also saving in a Nigerian bank, you're going to have less than that 50,000 before the next month. They would have debited you for everything known to God on this earth, and then they will call it charges. But if you learn how to increase your income stream, suddenly saving is not the goal. Multiplication is. So what I'm trying to say is that it's easy enough for us to tell people to invest money, you know, but people that are earning barely above the minimum wage, people that are earning less than 100k or 100k, people that are earning little money, that money is barely enough for their survival, the closest they can come to great financial decisions is saving a part of that money, which is usually hard. Now, how do you tell someone that has barely eaten 3 square meal that they need to multiply their savings or they need to multiply their money? When you have multiple streams of income, or you have a high paying job, or you have a great profitable business, saving is no longer your target. Multiplying that wealth becomes your target. Now I'm going to take question number 9, and then we have one last question to the end of the episode. Question 9. Women secretly judge other women who choose to be housewives in 2025. To be honest, yes, some do. Let's not lie. Yeah, let's not lie. Some do. But I think that's unfair. Honestly, I think it's unfair. Because honestly, if you're a real feminist or if you're a girl's girl, you know that everything about bettering women is all about choice. If a woman chooses to be a housewife and she's happy, who are we to judge her, right? The only problem is when it's not a choice and it's a societal expectation or a marital pressure. That's when there's the problem. But if it's a choice, I don't see any problem with it, right? The only problem I see with being a housewife is if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're a caretaker and you take care of your home, I believe that you deserve to be paid for your effort. No free labor, baby. No free labor. Because honestly, housewife deserves as much respect as career women do. Let's just be honest. Yes. Because running a home is a full-time job, whether we want to accept that or not. And majority, if not in all cases, it comes without a salary. No leave, no closing hours, no sick leave, nothing. It's crazy. It's a 24/7 kind of job. It's a 365 days kind of job. You can't take off the hat. The hat is on permanently. And I think, it's 2025. We need to give each other more grace. We need to give women more grace. And men, please, stop collecting free labor. Start paying what? So I think we need to cut housewives some slacks, stay-at-home moms some slacks as well. Okay? Give people more grace. I'm going to take the last question now. This one, I'm sure this is the one everyone has been waiting for. This is the one. Okay. If you woke up as a man for 24 hours, what's the first thing you would do? This question is mad though. Okay. I think the first thing I'm going to do is first of all find out where men buy their audacity, because their audacity is on steroids. The kind of audacity that men have, oh my God. Their audacity is insane. Their audacity is ridiculous. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but I need to find out. First thing I'll do is meet another bro and find out where they get audacity from, so that when I come back to being a woman, I can buy audacity. Okay. And then second, I would work into a boardroom and then I will say the same ideas that I've been saying as a woman. And I'll watch how they will take me more seriously. Should I say that again? Because I don't think you guys got what I was saying. I said, the first thing I would do is I will walk into a boardroom and I will say and tell them the same ideas, the same thing that I've been telling them for years as a woman, and then sit down and watch them take me seriously. That's the second thing I'll do. Because the way men's voice are prioritized in the workplace is insane. It's mad. It's wild. Can we be honest about that? Let's talk about that. The way men's voices are prioritized in the workspace is wild. If I tell you the things I have experienced as a woman in 95, should we talk about the sexism? Should we talk about the sexual harassment? Should we talk about the misogyny, the tribalism, the disrespect, the inequality, the unequal pay, the segregation? Let's not start. I don't want to start the pots. I don't want to. Maybe another day I'll talk about it in full. But one day we're definitely going to have to talk about it. And then the third thing I would do is I would work home alone at night with my headphones in and feeling no fear. I'm literally just imagining how it will feel to do this. Because as women, we are constantly alert, checking our surroundings, even when we are going home during the day, even when we are going home in the evening and it's not yet dark, we always have to be on alert. There is no relaxation. I definitely want to enjoy that freedom. I want to enjoy that freedom. Honestly, I want to enjoy that freedom. Like, I just want to experience that freedom. I want to experience what it feels like to do that without feeling no fear. And then, of course, I will check my bank account, because if I'm a broke man, I'm definitely going to sleep the whole day. You better not laugh at me. Yes, I will check my account. If I'm a broke man, I'm definitely just going to go to sleep, because, I mean, what else is there to do? Okay, this is the last question. So I want to say, ladies, this was so much fun. Thank you guys so much for sending in these amazing questions. I think I might want to make this into a series, but I really can't wait to hear what you guys think of this podcast episode, because I truly enjoyed myself. I had a blast with this episode, and I hope, I kept it real for you guys, because honestly, my answers to this question were just me being absolutely honest, and I hope that I kept it as real, as raw, as real, as honest as possible. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, because honestly, we don't sugarcoat over here. We don't do that over here. We don't sugarcoat. So I hope you guys had an amazing time on this podcast episode. Now tell me in the comments which answer shocked you the most. I want you to drop your thoughts in the comments, and please don't forget to subscribe to this podcast for more real conversations. Just click on the subscribe button and please go to my channel and do what? And subscribe. Also, if you're listening to this on your streaming platform, please don't forget to go ahead and go give this a listen on all streaming platforms. Go ahead and go give this a listen on all streaming platform. I love you guys so much. Let me know if you want me to do another episode of this, wild questions. Okay. Now you can send me your wild questions that you want me to answer to my DM across our platform at Dear Naija Girl. You can also drop the questions in the comments on YouTube, or you can send me a voice recording of your questions on all streaming platforms where you listen to this podcast. Another way you can send me this wildest questions that you want me to answer is through my email. You can reach me on dearnaijagirl@gmail.com, or you can reach me on community@cynthiaosajibenedict.com. That is community@CynthiaOsajibenedict.com. And I will schedule your questions for the next series. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you. Share, subscribe. See you next episode. Bye.